All right, pulling out my Astra Green. Astra Superior Platinum. So typically I'm a straight razor guy, and I know I've shot a lot of videos with my DEs because I have a lot of both, but the one thing I don't know, and I don't know if anybody can tell me, what are the numbers? Kind of looked it up, and I've never really been able to get an idea, so this camera's not really focusing. You see there's a little number right there, and that's a number 1, I believe, and on this side I've got a number 2. There's a U and a number 2, and I don't know if the U is like maybe for upper as it feeds through the machine. Doesn't make any sense to me. Then on the flip side, I'm trying to be careful so I don't slice my finger, there's a 3 and 4. I don't know, one, why the manufacturer, so unscrew the handle and pull off the top cap as a la, you know, every other 3-piece razor. And yeah, so I'm not 100% sure what those numbers mean, if they mean anything at all, but they're either printed or laser engraved onto there. Just drop that on there. And again, on these Aylsworths, you want to make sure you've got your brass washer in the groove at the bottom of the guard. Just reaching for my handle, and you just screw the handle on and you are set. Yeah, so if anybody knows why, we're ready to go. If anybody knows why those numbers are there, if it's just a manufacturing thing, great. If it's not and they mean something, then, you know, I guess I'd kind of like to know. So what are your thoughts on that? Go ahead and drop some comments in there. I'd be interested in hearing what they are. You know, I don't know if I've ever asked Matt, the Sarsic at the shop, but anyways, if you're wondering what I use, it's Razor Emporium pre-shape bar that DJ makes by hand. I've helped her make these by hand at some point in the past. She's just again, I'll say it, she's a great friend and a very nice human being. Love her a lot. Same with Emily. They're just 2 of my favorite people on this planet, and I enjoy working with her and helping her make some of these products. So I've had a hand in making a bunch of Razor Emporium soaps, after splashes, balms. They're all made by hand at the building. So if you look at the Razor Emporium, if you're in Phoenix and you go to the shop, you're in the manufacturing hub for the soaps and splashes. Look at the lather on this, man. Oh, and the soap smells so good. I don't know if I saved this as like a, because yes, I do go by seasons. I think a lot of guys do that. I don't know if people go by, I would label this as like a fall scent, because there is the darker notes of the leather and the tobacco on the back end. It's not a pipe tobacco like a Cavendish. It's definitely more like a cigar tobacco, like a dark leaf. Not as dark as, like, say, a Kentucky Fired, but definitely dark. And it blends itself beautifully into the lineup that he's got of the other fragrances here. So, like, I'm catching the citrus up front and really enjoying the bright of that. Plus, getting at the end here, grabbing that leather and tobacco scents. It's a very nice mix, very well done. So if you're a fan of sort of a complex fragrance, it dries down, is very masculine. You can wear it, you know, basically, well, obviously I'm wearing it today in the middle of summer in Phoenix, but I don't care. It's a really great scent. And I wanted to showcase my Aylsworth stuff. But anyways, let's get into the shave. There's definitely, and I flip the razor, but there's definitely the exposure on this plus plate is definitely giving me some blade feel, but it is very smooth head, very well machined, going with a somewhat slightly less aggressive blade was a very good call. Giving me an efficient shave. Like if this had a feather in it, and I like feathers, don't get me wrong, I straight razor shave, so a little blade feel and exposure doesn't bother me. However, it would make the shave a little bit more uncomfortable. Same with the Personas. They're very great blades, very sharp, and it definitely does change the feel of your shave. So if you're going for smooth, efficient, but at the same time, you know, you want to get through in as few passes as possible. Fresh Aster green in this Koppercant. And honestly, our first Aylsworth razor, if you haven't seen it, Matt just uploaded a video where he was touching on some newer to the shop blades, and one of them was the Aylsworth razor, and he gave it 2.5 to a 3. You can go back and watch that video on Razor Emporium's channel. That's totally fine, obviously. Do what you want. Anyways, I would put the Aster Green somewhere in that neighborhood as well. And if you do buy an Aylsworth razor, you're going to get, you know, a box of blades and the box of his signature blades in the box. So in this upper area, it's more sensitive around the mouth. I can definitely get some blade feel. Pairing it with the right razor did not make that uncomfortable at all. I was aware. I don't chase the BBS shave, the baby butt smooth. I do not chase it, just don't. The reason why, I have the worst possible combination of sensitive skin and a thicker beard, or I should say more coarse hair. My beard's not incredibly thick. Like if I try to grow it out, you'd be like, really, Sal, you look super complimentary, but the only person I can think of that would be like, hey, his beard is kind of patchy, would be Keanu Reeves. You know, a la John Wick kind of thing. But obviously, I consider him a much more handsome guy than me, so that, you know, I'm not trying to compare, but I'm just saying, I'd get that kind of beard, kind of, not dense growth, but the hair on my face is very thick, and that's what keeps me with the straight razors. And typically when I purchase a razor, I try to go for something a little bit on the aggressive side. My Henson is the Henson aggressive, don't have a medium, didn't bother with the mild. So yeah, I need to see some efficiency, and you can see there's definitely some exposure, right? But we have some good clamping on the sides, which keep things in check. So the exposure doesn't matter, and there is a bit of a gap. You can see that. However, very smooth. The bead blasting on this is phenomenal, so the finish on it's really great. Unfortunately, again, the Koppercant is no longer made. However, he does have the CU listed on his website, which is his all copper one. So the color is going to be a little bit different than the brass. Definitely a nice razor. So I'm going to wet the head to bring in, to do my head shave. I am going to use the same blade, same razor, to show you that it is an efficient razor, but not so aggressive that you can't use it on your head. I have some that I will not use on my head, even though I straight razor shave, to find the right angle on a DE and then use it on your scalp with an overly aggressive razor. Just leaves an irritated scalp. It's not something that you're going to want to do unless you're into that. If you're into that, knock yourself silly. All right. So one of the other things that we do on this channel is the dad joke. Love me a good pun. Love me a good dad joke. I love a bad dad joke. I am just into dad jokes. I have a sarcastic personality, so by all means, I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. And if you don't like it, don't care. It's my channel. Nah, that's me. Sorry. Nah, I'm a nice guy, but I do love a good pun. So here we go. Where do rainbows go when they have been really bad? Where do rainbows go when they've been really bad? Going to do the head shave now, and then punchline. And again, we've got a pretty aggressive razor, so I'm going to apply the pre-shave. The more we can do to give us some slickness, although the lather on this signature soap is very thick. It's very slick. It's a very nice, let's see if he even says it on here. He's got the signature soap. Okay, that helps. He's got tallow. Tallow, stearic acid, potassium hydroxide, castor oil, shea butter, palm coconut oil, fragrance, essential oils, sodium hydroxide, bentonite clay, avocado oil, glycerin, tussa silk, and xanthan gum. Some very good ingredients in here, definitely stuff you see in the higher end soap. So care was taken to formulate a product that was going to work really well, and I can tell you it works really well. So look at that lather. I've yammered on, and this has been sitting in the bowl for forever. I'll have to try and find bits of this video I can either speed up or we break this into a few pieces. I think my videos get hammered on TikTok because they're too long, but it's what I'm going for. Boom. When I shave with the straight razor my scalp, I try and keep it very light pressure so that I'm not overly irritating my skin, and then come back and do either a little blade buffing or some touch-up. And I guess I'm lucky. I don't trust shaving myself with my right hand. It's pretty darn uncoordinated. Man, smooth. Also nice with close guard. You see the channels in the back. It's pretty clog proof. You can mow through a lot of days of growth. It's not gonna clog up. Just gonna shake off that silky mess and keep on going. Since I do the back of my head by feel, might as well. Here we go. Think I'm in frame? The intuitive way that this handle, I'm able to grip the handle. I'm gonna need how much of the detail you can see, but I can grab it at the top where it just makes it easy to grip just above that shoulder there. And yes, this is the first pass. And yes, I am going against the grain. I do have a little spot right there. It's kind of angry. Got overly aggressive with my vintage Gillette. And again here, fellas, you want to respect your head shaving guys out there. Well, I guess there could be women that shave their heads. But you want to respect the fact that there is quite a bit of exposure and blade gap on this one. You don't want to put too much pressure down on the blade, let the razor let the blade do the work. Get this little problem area right here that always gives me issues on a daily basis, as I pretty much shave my head daily. So get this cleaned up here. Okay. Very smooth, really nice shave. I'm definitely not afraid to use an aggressive razor on my head, because you've seen it on the channel, and if you haven't, I invite you to go back and find it. I pretty regularly shave my head with a straight razor, so I understand the techniques of not applying too much pressure, not not being overly aggressive, quick, or anything like that. Take care, go slow, and if you saw the spot on the back of my head, it's because I was not taking my own advice and nicked my back of my head. So, day or two, it'll be all healed up and we'll be back to normal. But at this point, man, looks and feels great. So, what is my aftercare routine? It's a great question. So here I have a cream I'm putting on, given to me by a dermatologist. And I do suffer from vitiligo. My vitiligo came about after I had a diagnosis of type 2. So vitiligo is an autoimmune disease where your immune system decides your pigment cells are the enemy and they will attack it. and your skin turns white. So that's what all this is. It's vitiligo. Wasn't born with it. It came on about the time I was 30, so I've had it for over a couple of decades, but it was really bad around my mouth. And a dermatologist provided me with a cream, and the cream, I don't know how it does what it does. I think if your immune system stops attacking those areas, then you don't, the vitiligo naturally reverses itself, because the pigment cells will regrow apparently, and I'm proof of that because everything around my mouth was pretty white. Was, you know, much less blends into my skin as it does now. So I always put that on. Then, of course, I didn't bring it out. There's Milky Toner. This has like a snow mushroom and hyaluronic acid. My wife put the pump on there. My wife is very into skincare, so the pump doesn't dispense a lot, but you don't need a lot. So I always put it on my scalp right after shaving. This is very soothing. For you guys out there that use the Nivea for sensitive skin post-shave balm, this well, I don't know what Nivea puts in their products. I don't know if it's natural or not. My wife loves a more natural product if we can find in something that's analogous but natural. So we go with this. This gives a nice slickness to it, and it definitely calms your skin down. And when it comes to the face, I do my entire face with it. So full disclosure, there were some spots on the top of my head. I pushed down a little bit too hard, and the skin was kind of irritated. I don't feel that anymore because it wasn't too bad to begin with. But man, efficient shave, feels good. You saw it, well, I was gonna say you saw it in real time, but I'm gonna speed up those segments because this is gonna be a long video. But what can I tell you? If you want to buy a really nice razor, kind of uniquely designed, and you want to get something from a nice guy, someone who's in the industry, out there creating his own stuff, you cannot go wrong with an Aylsworth. If you want to start out with the Aylsworth aluminums, definitely their price point on those is pretty nice. If you want to go super high end, he's got his copper CU available on the website. You know, highly recommend. I bought all this stuff with my own money. I have no reason to lie. If I didn't like the product before I started this channel, I would either give it away or sell it. I wouldn't keep it in my house. So the fact that it's here, they've been here for a while, and I've been using them for a while, is because I love the product, I love the creator, it's good stuff. And having said all of that, where do rainbows go when they've been bad? They go to Prism, because that gives them time to reflect on what they've done. Hope you had a great time with the shave. Thank you, Caleb, for producing terrific products. Thank you, Razor Emporium, for a great synthetic, inexpensive brush. And again, Caleb, fantastic job on the soap. It's definitely quality, great base, great scent, great razor. Astra, your greens are my favorite of your blades. Appreciate that as well. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for sticking around and for watching this video. If you made it to the end, man, you're a trooper. But as always, comment, like, share, subscribe. Enjoy your shaves. Have a blessed day. We will catch you on the next video.